So in our previous lesson, I have already talked to you about a special kind of relation called the reflexive relation. In this one, we are again going to talk about another special kind of relation called the symmetric relation. So let's just go ahead and see the basic definition here. So I've taken any set, A, on which we have a basic relation R. So suppose I'm going to take an ordered pair here. A relation is symmetric provided the inverse pair is also present in the relation. So basically, this is the thing that you need to notice for a symmetric relation. If you have a particular pair present, you have to have the inverse pair present as well. So let's just consider an example. So this is capital A having three elements P, Q, and R. And this is the relation that we have on A. Now these are the ordered pairs we have. So look at the ordered pairs now. For P comma P, obviously the inverse pair is P comma P. So we don't need to check. For P comma Q, we have Q comma P. So obviously it's present. Similarly, we check for P comma R. We have R comma P. And finally, R comma R is self-sufficient, so we don't need to check at all. So for each and every possible pair A comma B comma A pair should also be in this particular relation. Now in general, the idea of symmetry is there because even if you take the reverse thing, it's still in the particular relation. So just notice one thing mathematically. If I just construct R inverse here, okay, which is basically the inverse relation of R, you will see that they are same. So this is one very particular observation about symmetric relation, and this is what the essence of symmetry is. So just like the previous relation that we talked about of reflexivity, I'm going to go ahead and show you the matrix representation in this case. I have taken the example that we have considered in the previous slide, and we are going to form the matrix on the basis of the presence of the particular ordered pair. If you remember what we have learned for a reflexive relation, we talked about the diagonal elements and we checked whether they were one or not, like all of them. But in this one, I'm going to talk to you about the off-diagonal elements. So for a symmetric relation, what you need to check is whether the ijth position and jith position have the same entry or not. Look at this one. So these two other elements in 1, 2 and 2, 1 position. Similarly, you take these two elements and again these two. So if you look at all of them, either they are simultaneously 1 or simultaneously 0. Now just notice one thing which is very interesting here. If you look at the matrix, this is nothing but a symmetric matrix. And this tells you how beautifully all the chapters that you're going to learn here are going to be related. So this is something that you can definitely observe. Now, one more thing I would like to point out here. For any reflexive relation, we talk about diagonal elements, but here they are not one, which clearly tells you that any reflexive relation may not be symmetric and vice versa. So you can have relations which are both reflexive and symmetric, or none of them, or maybe just one of them. So let's just go ahead and see some examples. So I'm gonna just start with a very simple example of roster form. So I have taken a set capital A having three elements x1, x2, and x3. So this is the first relation on A. If you look at the first pair, which is x1, x1, this is something that we don't need to check. But for x1, x2, the inverse pair is not present. So this is not symmetric. Okay. So even if you have one problem, you don't need to check the rest of them. And this is not going to be symmetric. I'm taking the next one. If you look at the things here, this is very simple that for these two, you don't have to search for the other things. And for them, the basic symmetry is satisfied. So obviously, it's going to be symmetric. Let me show you the third example. Obviously, if you look at this, The inverse pair x3 comma x2 is not present. So I don't even have to look at the other ones, and we can straight away say that it's not symmetric. And finally, for the last example, you can go ahead and check whether for each and every pair you have the inverse element or not, and you will see that we have them. So as you understand, if it is symmetric, you need to check each and every pair for the definition. But for a symmetric relation, wherever you have this, that you don't have a symmetric relation, so you can just go ahead and point out one counter example. So I would like you people to also see the kind of matrix representation this will have and whether it matches with a particular criteria we have talked about or not. Now in the next slide, again, I'm going to talk to you about some example based on the set builder form. So basically we have taken a relation R on the set of all integers based on the fact that A is related to B provided A minus B is divisible by a fixed positive integer M or not. Now what is the general procedure here? From the relation, I'm going to simply take an ordered pair. Okay. Now we have to show that the inverse pair is also present there. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and use the definition. So basically the definition is M divides A minus B. Now we are going to algebraically manipulate it to show that the inverse pair is also there. So I can write that M divides the additive inverse of this, which is nothing but B minus A. Now if you just go ahead and apply the definition of the relation, you will see that this is nothing but the pair B comma A, which is also present in R, which shows that this relation R defined on capital Z is symmetric. So this is how the general procedure is. So let's just take another example. Just like the previous one, we have taken the set of all possible lines in a plane. So a particular line is connected to the another line provided it's parallel to that one. So suppose I'm going to take two lines. If L1 is related to L2, it's going to be parallel. So we can say from the basic properties of parallelity that L2 is also going to be parallel to L1. So we can say that L2 is also related to L1. So from the definition of symmetry, this is what we can write, that okay, it's a symmetric relation. So I hope at the end of this video, you people understand the basic definition of symmetry, the kind of matrix representation we have seen, and the core idea of symmetry in general for every chapter, and also some examples in roster form and set builder form. So go ahead and practice. And in the next session, I'm going to talk about another type of relation. So stay tuned for our next lesson.